If you're looking to sell or buy cheap CSGO skins, check out bitskins.com. Hello, welcome to Hack Games. I'm going to be doing all of the smokes and flashes and molotovs for Inferno on the B site. So let's try and get started straight away. If we're going to go into these logs, we'll be doing the Coils Smoke. So you want to look at this pole and this pole and just come up until they meet. This will land at coils or coffins, and this is the best possible coffin smoke that you can do. It doesn't create a gap here where CTs can come through and play behind your smoke, so make sure you use this one. Also from the same position you can do a CT smoke, so you want to come here, look at the ruins, and then just go straight up until you meet the second wire, and that'll land in CT like so. Now the problem with having two smokes in one position, if you're in a team and you want to do them at the same time, you're going to have a different spot. So I came up with this smoke that you can do which lands at CT. Just find this little gap in the shadow, and it's the same as the CT smoke again. You just want to find the top of the ruins here and then just follow that up until you reach the second wire, and that lands in CT. Exactly the same as the F1, gives you plenty of room to run across like this and face the site. Doesn't allow the CT to face on the corner and pick out anyone who's off guard. Now whilst we're talking about CT smokes, there's one that you can do at the bottom of middle towards the T-stairs. What you want to do on this one is just come to this wall and look at the paint and then just go up until it meets the top of this cement. Now this one is a jump throw and it's 128 tick. What it will do, it'll bounce off here and it'll land deep into CT. It'll actually land closer, so it's a bit more closer this time, but it's used for a fake, so you can have one more player throwing the Coils Smoke and he can just fake it and it'll look like there's more presence over towards B whilst you can head towards A. Now this smoke I'm going to show you now is for a wall of smoke on the site. What you want to do is find this black dot on the banana, one of the shadows. Just look straight up until you find this beam, the left hand side of this beam, and just follow that up until you reach the first wire. Now important thing about this smoke, you don't want to aim too far above the wire because it won't land correctly. It has to be just below the wire and you'll see it'll hit the roof and land in front of the first oranges, and that creates the first wall of smoke. As you can see, there are no gaps there that can be seen. The second smoke you need to do for the wall of smoke, you need to come into the logs again, just come up until you're elevated. Like before, like every other smoke that you throw from this position, you want to be looking at the tree, and there's this left hand side of the tree that you want to aim at, and just simply throw that and that'll hit the coffins or hit on the grill, and that'll be a deep smoke. So this will have no edges that people can see through, and that'll create a wall of smoke for you to use. So once you've got your wall of smoke on the site, you want to have a smoke for deep CT. To do this, you want to come into this position at the barrels and find this beam, go directly up towards the right hand side, and just in between these tiles you want to aim and just throw. That'll land deep CT, and the reason this one is good is because any CTs rotating will have to either commit through the smoke or just stand behind it and allow you to just take the site. So this is what the wall of smoke will look like as you're coming in as a terrorist. There are no gaps that can be seen here, and the smoke at CT will cover you deep so you can wrap around to ruins. Obviously you're going to be using flashbangs to do this. Another strat you can also do whilst these smokes are up, you can see whilst they're up, it actually grants you a vision into this area so you can see the stairs, and you can come up and just plant it for grill. And grill is such a powerful spot for after plants because there are a ton of Molotovs which I'll be showing you in just a bit. So to do all the Molotovs on the site, we're going to be using the car or the barrels. To do first oranges, come into this corner. You want to find this beam, just head upwards until you reach the bottom of this tile and simply jump throw. That'll hit the first oranges and it'll cover every gap in there. As you can see, there are no places that the CT could possibly hide in. These are jump throws, but these can be done on any tick simply because it hits the skybox, and it doesn't matter which version you use, 64 tick or 128, it will work on both. To do the second Oranges Molotov, you want to come onto the top of the barrels and look for this white dot. Once you found that, you want to look at this tile and you just want to put your crosshair just above the shadowed region. As you can see, this one hits the second oranges again, and it will cover every single spot. In order to Molotov new box, come into the right hand side of the barrels, aim up until you reach this the edge of this roof, and you want to look at this tile, and you just want to place your crosshair just above the dip in that region. As you can see, this covers all of the back end and just doesn't leave many spaces to hide in. The only possible place they could be is just on the edge positioned here, which is exposed. To Molotov dark spot and get every single area you can possibly get, come into this wall and look at the stone. Next you want to look for this little Batman on the wooden plank and just follow that to the right until you reach the end of the wooden plank and simply jump through. As you can see, this covers the whole area of dark spot and doesn't leave any gaps. Now that one was a jump throw, so if you don't like doing jump throws, you can just jump on top of this ledge. Crouch until you come all the way to this leaf on the corner, just the right hand side of this leaf. And you want to look at this tree and just rise until they meet together. And that will land exactly the same all the way to the back. If we sit here, you can see I am indeed burning. Now if you're working the site slow and you're just simply walking in, you can use your Molotovs without having to peek certain areas. So there's a Molotov for dark and also new box that you can utilize. If you want to do the one for dark, you simply just have to look at the very top of the tree, and that'll land at the back of dark every time without you having to actually expose yourself and peek. The same thing can be done for new box. If you come out to this part where this is exposed, obviously you're not exposed to new box at this point, you can just throw a Molotov over the top and that'll totally annihilate anyone holding from new box and allow you to kill them. For after plant Molotovs, there are 3 spots where you plant that are typically common, especially with the strategy with the wall of smoke if you're planting inside the smoke. So the first one, which would be the wall of smoke one, if you plant just here, there's a Molotov for that spot. There's also Molotov for this place in grill, and a Molotov for this place at the back of fountain. These are the 3 most common places that you're going to be able to Molotov, or that you're going to need to Molotov, so let's do that. Now if you've got control of ruins and the CTs are rotating through banana, there's a Molotov that you can do which will land on the grill, and to do this you need to simply just count like 2 steps to the right, so 1 and then 2. Then you're going to want to look up and you want to find this edge and just follow that down until you reach the shadow, and you just want to go just below the shadow and jump through. As you can see, this covers every part of grill, so if you plant default or even on this side of the grill, it'll still Molotov anyone trying to defuse. To Molotov first oranges, you want to just come to the very edge of the first step and come up like this. You just want to find this black dot on the wall, as you can see it's here, and simply jump through. Now these same Molotovs can be achieved from banana as well, so if you are banana and they are on site, you can also do these. A simple one you can do for first oranges is to literally just bounce it off of the wall, and this will cover that. You can also bounce it off of the second window as well, and that'll land onto grill. If you don't want to have to risk running close to the corner in order to throw your Molotov, there's a Molotov you can do for the first oranges. You simply come between these 2 barrels and then look up. Look for this wooden beam, the very top left of it, and jump through. If the bomb is planted for the back of fountain, you can Molotov it also from banana. Just come into this same gap that we used to throw the new box Molotov. Find the right hand side of this beam and just follow it down until you meet this black line. There's also an afterplant Molotov you can do from garden that lands towards grill. This one's a pretty basic one, but if you just aim at the edge of this wall, that'll cover the entire section of grill and not allow anyone to defuse. It looks pretty basic, but actually lines up pretty good. If you run and throw it, it won't work, so make sure you're just standing in the corner and just throw it off that wall. If you're a CT and you're getting a read that the enemy team is indeed setting up for a B execute, you can delay them with this Molotov. If you just come on top of the first oranges and just aim directly below, it doesn't have to be anything exact. You want to just put yourself and aim for this top right of this beam. What this will do, it will land just in front of the car, and that will stop anyone from sort of setting up to throw Molotovs and smokes and nades. If you're having a hard time getting control of banana, there's a smoke you can do from T-spawn that will land at the very top. Just come into this corner next to this barrel, aim at this edge of the roof and jump throw. This is a 128 tick throw and it'll land just at the corner. This will stop anyone to look down all the way through banana and allow you to push up along with flashes. If you combine that smoke with this Molotov, there is going to be nowhere that the CT can hide. The entire section of Sandbags is going to be on fire. This area will be smoked off and they'll have no choice but to either drop back or just go for some spam and then either commit or just fall back. So let's talk flashbangs briefly. I'm going to show you a few flashbangs that are really effective in order to take the B site. Before that though, I want to show you a flashbang for banana, which is probably the best flashbang you can possibly do. So to do this, just run up and throw it above that building. And as you can see, that blinds anyone in this section. But you can also run with that flashbang, so you can run all the way and be facing by the same time that it pops. As you can see, anyone facing from this position is completely blind, and it just allows you to get easy control of banana. And you want to have the first person who's running up banana to throw that flash every single time. It's a really good flash and you can actually run with it as well without blinding yourself. When it comes to pushing onto the B site, there's a 2 flash combo that you should be doing. For the first flash, you want to come into the left hand side of this window, aim at the left part of this ruin and just follow it up until you reach the top right part of this tree. As you can see, this blinds anyone at Coils for a good duration of the time. That should be smoked out as well, so that flashbang will stop anyone from peeking over the top. It also blinds U-Box from left and both right hand side. It's really hard to dodge this flash as it gives little to no time for the CT to react. The second flash you want to do is in this corner. To line this one up, just find the aerial and the top of this chimney and just simply go up until they align. As you can see, this blinds anyone at the back of the fountain as well as the new box, and that'll be both sides, so the left hand side and the right hand side will be blind. The only position you do have to be wary of is dark spot, because this won't blind anyone. So as you come in, this is the only position that will have a clear shot on you, but of course you can use a Molotov for this spot. I do say that actually, but I think this position will be blinded by the flash that we threw previously, and indeed it will be. So dark spot will also be blinded by the initial flash of the 1-2 flash combo. Let's talk about flashes for the CT side that they can utilise. There are a few old school flashes that you can do from First Oranges. If you just throw a flashbang like so, that'll land deep into banana, and of course you can use this together with anyone who's on Coils and they can peek after the flashbang goes off. Now you can get that flash to land a lot closer, so it's a bit more effective. To do so, you want to come straight up into second Oranges and just simply throw it at this height. That one will blind anyone who's coming around the corner, and of course it's a lot harder to dodge that one than a flash that lands all the way in this region. Other flashes that CTs tend to use are just standard ones that land into yellow. These are the flashes that you can sort of face with at the same time. If you're a CT and you're trying to retake through ruins towards garden, there's a really nice flashbang that you can use by just simply lining yourself up with this pillar and then aiming at this pole. As you can see, this totally blinds anyone holding ruins from garden or Coils. That's how it lands. It hits the pole and just lands in front of them, so pretty much any angle will be wrecked. This angle is actually a new one. They don't allow you to come close to the wall anymore. You're not flush towards the wall. So if you are preparing to do this flash, what I would recommend is to clear this angle first, so you know that's clear, and then do the flash. And you can actually run with the flash and peek at the same time it goes off. So you can flash yourself through you don't have to actually flash a teammate through. One final smoke to wrap things up. This one is going to be for the top of banana. Come into this corner at CT spawn. You want to find the top part of this beam on the house. It's the third beam up, and you just want to go towards the right until it meets this dark spot here.
Throw in smoke.
And that will land like so. What I recommend for this one is to have your arch player actually throw this smoke at the start of the round. They can come here and throw it, and then you have a 2 smoke rotation on B, and you have the option of actually going aggressive on banana without being absolutely wrecked by the flashes. So that's pretty much it for the B site of Inferno. I'm pretty sure I covered almost everything. I'm going to do the A site very shortly, and I hope to have that up soon. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.